Good afternoon, students. Please confirm, am I audible to all of you? All right, fine. So glad to see you, all of you again. Hmm. So welcome in CA Inter. Welcome to back days again. Repeatedly, I'm telling to the students, for just a very last time we visited the campus, and again now the same place we are sitting and and delivering the online sessions. All right. So welcome in corporate law. Your attempt is May 22, if I'm not wrong, right? Please confirm all of you are going to pursue for May 22, right? Great. So in today's session, before I start, let's learn about the subject. I do not want to discuss anything else. You know all the subjects of CA, Inter, and many of the subjects have already been, I think, started and some of them been completed as well. But we are here for this 100 marks paper called Business and Corporate Law. All right, so how we are going to pursue for that? Let's learn about it. Just a second. I have the Excel presentation as well as the handwritten presentation. I want to ask you that what you prefer. Do you want to go with the handwritten or Excel will be fine for you? I have both of them. You decide. अगर Excel में करूंगा तो चलेगा या फिर आपको handwritten चाहिए? All right, both are great. Okay, fine. ठीक है चलिए I think I'm not finding any specific demand for the handwritten, so Excel is great. All right, in case if you are finding it boring or not comfortable with, please let me know. I will switch over to the handwritten format. That option is also available. Okay, so as usual, let me convert this into our blackboard. All right. So students, welcome in business and corporate law of CA intern. So the first question here is what we are going to cover up in this chapter. All right, in this entire subject. So first of all, the entire subject here is for 100 marks. It is for the 100 marks. And what are the different topics we are going to cover up in this? So wait. All right, here it is law for intern. So the first chapter what we have here it is corporate law, that is company law basically. The entire study is actually divided into these two parts. The first one what we have here is the corporate law, and second here it is for business law. All right, corporate law marks wise if you ask me then it is for 60 marks for the exam. So I think you should understand strategically that where to focus much while you are revising your concept. So which topic should be done first and which one should be done later on. You should know about it. And business law over here it is for the 40 marks. All right. Now the question is, in the corporate law, what are the topics you people are going to face with? Okay, before I go ahead with that, I want to ask you that you people are going for this bifurcation for the first time. It's not done by any of the faculty, right? The subject-wise introduction, the law, what are the topics and all that. I think you people are facing this introduction for the first time. Am I right? All right. So 60 marks corporate law and 40 marks business law. In the corporate law, what you're going to learn only one thing, and that is the Companies Act 2013. That is the only the act and the different chapters you people are going to face with here. Different topics. Now, in the 40 marks business law, it is covered up into these many subtopics. The point number one, what you're going to face here is, write down the Negotiable Instrument Act 1881, and the weightage is here for the 10 marks. Actually, it is 12 marks, but 2 marks you can go with the option. So 12 marks, Negotiable Instruments Act 1881, that's the weightage over here. Second point, after this, what you're going to face with, it is the General Clauses Act. The General Clauses Act 1896. Again, it is for the 12 marks. Guys, are you people noting it down? I can't see a response from you. Please keep on responding. Are you people noting it down? Okay, you are there now. Thank you. After General Clauses Act 1896, the next point is interpretation of statutes. And at the end, you are going to learn, yeah, this is also for your 12 marks. This is also for your 12 marks. And here it is. The Indian Contract Act 1872, again for the 12 marks. But understand, you are not going to learn everything in detail. Here, these are the special contracts. Special contracts you're going to learn with, like law of agency, law of bailment, law of pledge, contract of indemnity, the guarantee, like these things you are going to learn here. Okay. This is your entire law portion. All right. 60 plus 40. Copy this. Copy this. All right. Done. Very good. Okay. So before I start with the business law, what is my responsibility? I will teach Companies Act, negotiable general clauses, and interpretation. Contract Act will be taken care by other faculty. This is what is in my responsibility. Okay. And our mission, we are in the mission mode. Our main objective is to secure more than 70 marks in the law paper. And your question is it possible to get that? Answer is yes, it is possible. Look, two things are very important while we do the law paper. First of all, we how to focus on the contents. Okay, so the next question you ask is like how to prepare for law exam. Okay, how to secure more than 70 in law paper. So before I start the introduction, I want to tell you the first condition over here is you should have the willpower to get it. That is the first condition. If you do not have the willpower, you know what, any efforts what you start, what you're making here, that is starting with that is starting with your willpower. If you do not have the good will to pursue that, to achieve it, then sorry, it will not happen. So you should have the strong will that yes, you want to achieve more than 70 marks. Now, second question is how to do this. Second important condition here is you must be clear with all the contents. Content clarity means here the topics with concept clarity. So you should be clear with the concept and do not worry that this class, what we are taking here, that will take care of all these contents clarity. All right, what I'm expecting from you is whatever I'm teaching in the classroom, at the same day you should revise it. That's all. The material will be shared and at the same day it must have to be revised. That's all. It must have to be revised. So constant revision is mandatory. Constant revision is compulsory while you are going for that. I have observed many students who are believing that, sir, kya re? Why should I do it right now, sir? Still the exam is at May 22, sir. Why should we start right now, sir? If you are thinking like that, I'm sorry, you're mistaken. Because at the end of the day, everything will be piled up, and when you look at the pending portion, that will create the tremendous pressure. And the pressure, if you could not handle, that will get converted into depression. And when your mind is depressed, do you really think that you can handle the situation? No, only and only the peaceful mind can handle the situation. So please do not have that happen. Look, I'm not telling you to remember or to memorize everything. That will not happen. I'm telling you simply that just revise the fundas and try to understand what we have done in the class. So guys, will you people do this? Whatever I teach in the class, same day revision I want. Please. And I want, the response from everyone. Come on. Please keep responding. Thank you. Third important part of it, you understand, when we are clear with the contents, actually, we are prepared for subject. So second point, I will call it as the subject preparation. And subject preparation means the concepts clarity. But do you really think that mere concept clarity will help you to achieve the marks? Answer is no. Because look, is it possible that the student who is efforting 10 hours a day, but just one day before he could not gather the sufficient amount of confidence. So next day while he gave the exam, he could not write the good paper, and that is why even if he was a good scholar student, someone can secure less than 40. Is it possible in the paper? No matter throughout the year you have worked so hard, but in the paper you became so nervous that you could not write what you're supposed to. So look, this is what is my strategy. What I generally tell to the students that mere preparation of the subject is not important. You may have the ample amount of knowledge, but do you know what? No matter how good dancer you are, but if you cannot perform on the stage at the time when it needs to be performed, then it is worthless, then it is useless. So the same concept is here in your CA Inter as well. No matter throughout the year you have prepared well, but those 3 hours, which is the stage, which is the platform for your performance, If you people could not perform well, then it is useless. Your marks will not be shining at the time of your result. Do you agree with me? Hmm? So if you want to shine your marks in the mark sheet, then along with the subject preparation, you should also start preparing for exam. Look, these two concepts are different. If you are thinking that understanding subject and preparation for exam, these two are the same concepts, then I'm extremely sorry. These two are not the same thing. All right. Here, the third strategy what I want to give here is the prepare for exam. Prepare for exam. All right, all right, all right. Now here there is one psychological question. So you have told prepare for exam, but how to prepare for exam? You tell me, if I tell you prepare for cricket, how will you prepare for cricket if you're playing in the house? This is called your preparation, or you need to play on the real field, just like the real cricket? Answer the question. When I tell you that prepare for the cricket, you obviously need to go on the ground, on the pitch, and you need to rehearsal, like you need to practice like you are playing the real cricket. The same way, if when I say about prepare for exam, you should create the environment of exam. That's very important. Create the environment of exam. Now your question is, but sir, how it needs to be done? ये कैसे करेंगे? देखो, you won't believe, but the students are definitely going for the first and second. They are not focusing much on third part, and that is the reason why you are lacking the marks. If you want to call yourself as a smart student, I also want all of you to give the equal weightage to the third point as well. That's the preparation for exam. Create the environment for exam. How it will be done? So once your concepts are clear, guys, okay, in the exam, what you're going to find? Are you going to find the concepts, or you're going to face the questions? Answer the question. In exam, what you're going to face? What you're going to face? You're going to face the questions, right? So when I tell you prepare for exam, that means you need to clear about the pattern of exam. Pattern of exam in this sense, what kind of MCQs they are going to ask, how much descriptive questions they are going to ask, how how much short term or short note like questions they are going to ask, how much case study like questions they are going to ask. These all the kinds of things you need to prepare. All right, these all the things you need to prepare. So pattern for exam means identify the types of questions to be asked in exam, like MCQs, like all that you need to prepare. Once the pattern of exam is clear here in law paper, then guys, you should start facing the questions. Facing the questions. All right, let me reveal one suspense here. I do not know how many of you are following the interviews of rankers, but if you're following that carefully, all the interviews of the rankers, when the question is asked to the rankers that how you come managed to achieve the rank in all over India, then most of them will say only one fact, and that is they practiced a lot of questions. They practiced a lot of questions. They even try to see the possibility from the concept, from the topic, that what kind of question they may ask. And they faced a lot of questions. Guys, you won't believe, the more questions you do, the more questions you solve, the more easy the paper for you is. Do you believe in this statement? Hmm? I do not know how many of you are like going to prepare like this, but this is my strategy. This is also true, guys. The student has not prepared for any concept. I'm sorry, at the first day of my topic, like my subject, I need to tell this, but I have observed even such examples where the student is not good at the concept clarity. But he solved hundreds and hundreds of the questions of the subject, and he could manage to pass it. Possible or not? If you ask him practically that what's the logic behind this concept, he is not able to answer this. But he mucked up the questions in such a way and he wrote in such a way that he could manage to pass this. This is the worst part of our education system. It doesn't look at the knowledge, it look at what you have presented during those 3 hours of exam. And if this is the limitation, students, no one is above it. It is the loophole of the system. So why should we not take the advantage of this loophole? So I'm not saying that we should not do the concept clarity and all that stuff. Obviously, we are going to go for that, but at the same time, we should also give the equal importance to the questions as well. So will you people do? Come on. Will you do this or not? Answer the question. After understanding the subject, after understanding the concepts, you must have how to solve the questions. But your doubt is, sir, from where to get the questions? It's very easy to say, hey, solve the questions, how we are going to get this. So understand the biggest treasure for the questions is the previous attempt question papers. Previous attempt question paper. Understand, guys, if you ask me that attempting exam without solving previous attempt question papers, at least 5 to 10 question papers, it is stupidity. If you ask me, if you ask me, isn't it stupidity? Why? Until you see the previous attempt question papers, you can't see the pattern of exam. You can't see what kind of questions ICAI is asking. Because sometimes the student is just flying in the assumptions. Questions may be like this, question may be like that. Until you face the reality, you cannot come to know about this. And previous attempt question papers are the, what I can say, it is the prototype of your real examination. So you can learn a lot out of the previous attempt question papers, including the patterns, the instructions, the marks, everything. Do you agree with me? Hello? All right. Second treasure for your questions is you can solve RTP. RTP means here the revision test paper. Have you heard about it? Revision test paper and model test paper. That's called the MTPs. Here also you're going to get very unique kind of questions. Very, very unique kind of questions. Unique kind of questions. The last point after facing the question is, look, this is the last point where the students are facing the less attention, but if you really want to be a ranker and if you want to really achieve 70 plus in law paper, then you should not ignore this last point. What's the last point I'm talking about here? Now, at this stage, look, you have willpower, you went for all the concept clarity, contents, you started preparation for exam, you created the environment for exam by studying the pattern of exam, by facing the questions, and this facing the question part is very important. That will make your subject easy. Because you won't believe one of the common question what I have faced from the student side is, sir, how to present the question, how to present the answer when there is a question, and we are not able to remember that. These two are the common questions generally I find from the student's point of view. This facing the question wala part will clear that doubt. The more questions you will solve, the more you will be able to memorize. All right. The last point what I want to put here is, now even if you know how to present the answer, but unless practically you practice it, it will not work. So even if you know the question, my recommendation is, now out of all, write some of the questions. Writing practice of the questions will strengthen your knowledge and your language. Because trust me, do you really think that whatever we are thinking in our mind, the same can be reproduced while we are writing? Or there will be deviation? What do you think about it? Hmm? While we are writing, no, I guarantee students what you are thinking and what you're presenting They are always different. Maybe the difference can be of 1%, but there will be deviation always. In order to curb that deviation, you should start practicing the questions by writing it. Write it. After writing it, compare it with the given answer and try to find the mistakes you people have made in interpretation. I do not want to tell this at the first day of our class, but yes, I should have to, because I do not want you to be lazy. Arey baap re, bahut time bacha hai. We have the plenty of time. Please do not stay in that hangover. You don't have much time. You do not have much time. All right. Student comes up with the confidence to check up my question. Have I written correctly? And when I check it, I find the tons of errors and mistake while they write. Conceptually, they may be right, but while they're presenting the answer, the language is the problem, the terminologies are the problem, the sentence framing in the law paper is the problem. A lot of problems I point them out. Sometimes the sentences are going against the interpretation, and these all are the results why you're getting the less marks. Got it? So guys, this is the foolproof plan to complete our 100 marks question paper. Our 100 marks question paper. I can see only one student is consistently replying, waiting for others. But are you clear with this? How to go with the subject? I don't know whether you like this or not, but ये ऐसे ही करना है law को as without ऐसे नहीं. So guys, after learning the concept, you must have to hit to the questions. Solve the questions as many as possible. If you cannot find it, ask me. We will provide you the questions for last 30 attempts, last 20 attempts, but do not leave any single question. Any single question. All right. So at the first day when I have given you the plan how to study for law paper, and you see the same strategy you can apply for other subjects as well, any theoretical or anything. Same thing you can apply with a little bit modification. Okay, guys. Now, next question is, sir, what you're going to start with today? So I would like to start a company law first because as you can see, the Companies Act 2013 is very wide because 60 marks are there. 60 marks are there. So what we're going to face in this Companies Act 2013, let's learn about now the contents of Companies Act 2013. Please put it there. Contents of the Companies Act 2013. Okay? So I would like to start with the first point, the contents of CA Foundation. Contents of CA Foundation. Contents of CA Foundation. So all these 5 chapters, let me remind you, basic introduction, types of companies, promoters in incorporation, articles of association, and memorandum of association. These 5 chapters of CA Foundation are part of your CA Inter, but already you people have studied there, so I will not repeat again in my classroom. I'm not going to repeat it. Are you getting me? I will start with the 6th chapter altogether because the fundas and the concepts already I have taught, doctrine of indoor management, doctrine of ultra-virus act. It doesn't make sense to repeat them again here. All right, fine. We will start with a new chapter here, that is the prospectus right now. Prospectus. Once the prospectus gets over, we are going to face another interesting chapter here, that's the share capital. But share capital chapter is actually divided into 3 different parts. three different parts. The first one is basic concepts of share capital. Basic concepts of share capital. Second is transfer and transmission of share capital, or like this. And the last one is allotment of shares. So share capital chapter has the further these three. Please copy it. Okay. Or let me put it like this. I think that would be great. Yeah, that looks okay. Fine. Done. After share capital, the next part over here is write down after share capital, debentures and deposit. You must have heard about public deposit concept, right? And debentures, वो हम यहाँ पे करने वाले हैं. Debentures and deposit. Another very interesting chapter we have here is charge. Charge. After charge, I don't know whether I will have. Okay. After charge, another chapter is meetings, management and administration. And in this chapter, we are going to learn about general meeting. General meeting. All right. General meeting. After general meeting, we have the last three chapters. That is the dividend. After then, accounts of company. And the last one is here, auditor of company. Once you complete this much, guys, your entire 60 marks complete law comes to the end. All right. Let me put these three chapters like this because there's no space to. So I'm putting like this. Okay, these are the continuation of the same chapter. Just identify the color. Okay. Yeah. All this brown color tabs are the separate chapters, and green color tabs are the subtopics or sub chapters of the main chapter. Copy this. All right, guys. So take just a small break of 5 to 10 minutes. Is it fine, or should I continue? Because now I'm really going to start with the contents. That's why. ठीक है? थोड़ा break ले लीजिए और उसके बाद हम शुरू करते हैं इसको. All right, so I hope students you are ready to go with. Can I start now? Please confirm. Only 3 students are answering. Wow. कोई बात नहीं, चलो आगे बढ़ते guys. So please start with the new chapter over here. That is the prospectus. Put the heading in the notebook. Prospectus. So as usual, let's learn about what are the contents of the prospectus, what we are going to face in the prospectus. All right. So first point, what you're going to face is the meaning and definition. Meaning and definition of prospectus. Second point, types of prospectus. Types of prospectus. In the types, we are going to learn these many subtopics. Point number 1, shelf prospectus. That is section 31. Abridged prospectus, section 33. Red herring prospectus, section 32. Deemed prospectus, section 25. Sir, your screen is lagging. Oh my God. Is it so? Is it fine now? All right. After then you write down here. Change in the objective of prospectus. After then, different contents of prospectus. After that, material misstatement in prospectus. In material misstatement, we have write down meaning of material misstatement. Okay, after then persons who are liable here, liable persons. Liable persons. Different liabilities. Liabilities. Actually, liabilities can be categorized into these two parts. Write down here. The first is criminal liability. And the second is, of course, civil liability. Defense available against the liability. So what are the defense available against the liability? That everything we are going to learn here. All right. After then, next concept is about impersonation. Impersonation. After then, shares in fictitious name. And the last one is penalty or punishment. That is all about your prospectus chapter. I want all of you to just copy it, and once it's done, that we were done, then we will start discussion. Please take your time. I hope it's done, guys, and now we can start. Let's begin with that. So the first part over here is about the prospectus is the first question. Let's start with the question number one. Question number one. For your exam about the prospectus, suppose there is one lady, Monica, okay, and just this Monica, she's distributing here the pamphlets. She is distributing the pamphlet. All right. She is distributing the pamphlet stating that pamphlets. In the pamphlets, it was mentioned that she has a company and you are invited to subscribe the shares. Interested party can subscribe to the shares and company will allot the shares to them. That was written in the pamphlet. My question is whether this pamphlet is prospectus or not. What is your answer? Can I consider these pamphlets as prospectus or not? That's what the first question here is. What is your opinion about it? Can I consider this as a pamphlet, as a prospectus? All right, it is not. Very good. It is not. Fine. Let's go to the next question here. Suppose there are two directors in the company. Let's say director number one and this director number two. All right, and these two directors have advertised in the newspaper. Okay, the name of these two directors are, let me take here. The first one is Mr. Sriram. He is the first director in the company, and other is अरे where are the male members यार? कोई नहीं है, कोई reply नहीं करता. क्या कर रहे हो? Milan, suppose. Mr. Milan, there are these two different directors of the companies. Mr. Milan and Mr. Sriram. These two gentlemen advertised in the newspapers stating that recently company just issued certain shares, but all the shares are not subscribed with. There are some shares yet to be allotted. Interested parties can apply to the company. And that is what my question is. Whether this newspaper advertisement is considered as prospectus or not. What is your opinion regarding this? So this is your question number two. This is your question number two. All right. Is it prospectus? Is it prospectus? No, sir, it's not. Because Sriram says yes. Shruti says yes. The remaining students are saying no, it's not. All right. Third question. Write down over here. That's the question number three. Here, Miss Vishwa, she is actually the director. She is the director of the company, and she wrote certain letters to company's shareholders. Okay, she wrote certain letters in envelope. That's letters in envelope containing the invitation to subscribe the shares, containing invitations to subscribe the shares. But one word was written on that, it was confidential. Confidential on envelope. Whether these envelopes are considered as prospectus or not. Again, your answer is no. All right, all right, all right. So there are three different CA examination questions. In the first question, whether pamphlets are considered as the, let me just have this. Pamphlets are considered as prospectus or not? That was my first question. Second question was just whether newspaper advertisement is considered as prospectus or not. And the third question is whether envelopes are considered as prospectus or not. So in here, there are three different questions. Before I start the solution, I request all of you to note down all these three questions tonight. Or you can take this screenshot if you want. That's also fine. Screenshot is also fine. Type the word done, guys. Once it is done, come on. So here, if you want to get the answers of all these three, we have to learn about the definition of prospectus, which is defined under section 2, subsection 70. Now, what is written under section 2, subsection 70? Please note it down. It is written like this. This entire definition provides the meaning of entire definition provides here the meaning of definition of prospectus. Please copy it. A prospectus, as per section 2, subsection 70, means any document as described or issued as prospectus. Am I audible, guys? Hello? Am I audible? All right, let's learn, guys, that what is exactly the definition. Once you people have clarity about the definition about the prospectus, you can easily solve all those three questions. All right. The first one is a prospectus as per section 2, subsection 70 means any document described or issued as prospectus. That is the first sentence over here. What is the meaning of the same? Any document described or issued as prospectus. So here it is talking about official prospectus. Official prospectus. What do you mean by official prospectus means? Look, there are two kinds of prospectus. The first, which is officially declared by the company that we are considering this document as prospectus. And second kind of prospectus are those documents which are not officially declared, but as it satisfies the conditions as provided under section 2, subsection 70, it is considered as prospectus. So you can say that there can be two types of prospectus, official and unofficial. Unofficial is considered as prospectus as per the law, not as per the declaration. But when we talk about the first sentence of section 2, subsection 70, any document described or issued as prospectus, so this term denotes what? Official or unofficial prospectus? Answer the question. There can be the 1 mark MCQ. Is it, I'm talking about official or unofficial? Answer would be, I'm talking about here the official, announced or declared prospectus. So this first sentence is talking about official, announced or self-declared prospectus. Second line it says includes red herring prospectus, shelf prospectus. Now these two parts I want to take later on, not right now. This part I will not take right now because I have the separate discussion on that. All right, now this part is very important. This part is very important to solve the question what is given to you. What it says, it says any notice, that is the first one. Second, any circular, Next it says any advertisement, Next it says any other document. Look, I'm just breaking up the entire definition so that you can understand. any other document, they can also be considered as prospectus if certain conditions are satisfied. So come on, students, you do not call, you can't call like this that other than declared prospectus there cannot be prospectus. No, it's not like that. You see, any notice can be prospectus, any circular can be prospectus, any advertisement can be prospectus, any other document can be prospectus, provided it satisfies the conditions. It satisfies the conditions. All right. Now, what it is trying to say? Let's learn about it. What are those conditions? What are those conditions? All right. What it is written? That inviting offers from the public. So the first condition what is provided over here is it should contain invitation to the public. You must have to invite the people. That's the first condition. Inviting offers from the public. Inviting offers from the public. That is the first condition. So what do you mean by this? If I want to write this in one sentence, then it must contain public invitation. It must contain public invitation. Public invitation regarding what? It is for this written that for the subscription or purchase of any security. That is the second condition here. Subscription or purchase of any security. And the last one, what is written of a body corporate. A body corporate. Body corporate. If these three conditions are satisfied, then we can very well say that given document, no matter it is any kind of what I can say, document, any kind of letter, any kind of advertisement, but it will be considered as prospectus. It will be considered as prospectus. It will be considered as prospectus. Now, let's know. Okay, I'll tell you. I will tell you. Guys, I do not know because I cannot see much responses from you. Only Mahima is responding the queries what I'm asking you. But others, I cannot sure. पता नहीं बेटा ये batch में I think it is happening for the first time. Maybe I can see less numbers of students are there. It doesn't matter whether it is less or it is more. Everybody is fighting his own war. Everybody is going to write CA inter exam alone. तो ग्रुप में हुआ ना हो बेटा, keep responding. Are you getting me? Keep responding. You should not feel any hesitation in that. वो नहीं होना चाहिए. Because if you will not reply well, then I will not be able to throw my contents very well. All right, because I have my own limitations. All right. Now the first question over here is public invitation. What do you mean by public invitation? What do you mean by public invitation? Answer, what do you know about it? Offer to the general public. All right, offered to the general public. What do you mean by offer to the general public? Sonia. Offer to the public. What do you mean by offer to the public? Neha. All right, I think I should ask you a few more CA inter questions. Let me check your knowledge. How much you know about the public invitation? Suppose Miss Neha, she offers to Miss Monica that she wants to sell her shares to Monica. It is what kind of offer? Public offer or private offer? Answer the question. Neha writes to Monica that I have certain shares I want to sell. Do you want to buy this or not? So is it a private offer or it is the public offer? Okay, private offer. What if I say your answer is wrong? Hmm? What if I say your answer is wrong? आप गलत हो. Yes, your answer is wrong. Because it depends upon the certain facts. You see, guys, there was a case, and the name of case was Sahara India Real Estate Corporation Limited. Sahara India Real Estate Corporation Limited was SEBI Supreme Court, 2012. Supreme Court observed one of the wonderful things which clarified the public offer in more detail. Okay, anyone has any idea what the Supreme Court observed here? I think somewhere in foundation I might have told you. Perhaps I had told you about this or no? What were the remarks of Supreme Court on Sahara Indian Real Estate Corporation Limited versus SEBI? Something was remarked. What was that? क्या remark किया था? No idea. Very good then. I think I should tell you about this. Don't exactly remember, sir. No problem, no problem. Okay. It was said that whether any offer is public or private, it does not depend. It does not depend upon who is inviting, who is invited, but it depends upon only one fact, and that is who can accept it. It depends upon the fact that who can accept it. Who can accept it? So, okay, let's come to this particular point. Neha told Monica that she wants her, her shares to be sold. And she wrote to Monica that, are you interested to buy this or not? So Monica did not respond it. But Miss Mahima, she was friend of Monica. She read the letter and she responded to Neha stating that, okay, Monica, she's a good friend of mine. I went to her house and I saw your letter and I am interested in buying your shares. Neha said, okay, fine, no matter whosoever wants to buy, I'm ready to sell this. So actually, the invitation was given to Monica, but it was allowed only to Monica, or it was available for anyone according to these examples what I'm narrating now. Please tell me about this. No matter the particular invitation was made to Monica, but if Mahima applies, Neha accepted it. So was there any restriction for only Monica, or it was available for anyone who pays the amount? Answer the question. Answer the question. So if you look at this example, acceptance can be made by any person. So is it private offer or public offer? Answer the question, students. Come on. Is it private offer or public offer? Answer would be it is public offer, and that's why this invitation is considered as public invitation. You try to understand this. Just one person is addressed, it does not mean that it is the private offer. I'm sorry, this kind of in-depth things I did not explain while explaining the Indian Contract Act, but now it is required to be understood this. Got the point? So who can accept it if other than invitees? Okay, all right. So write down over here the one note for your exam. Write down the note for your exam here. Write down. offer or invitation is private if only the invitees can accept it. Second, write down. Offer or invitation is public if anyone can accept it, irrespective of who is invited. All right, copy that. So this word public invitation is very, very important to be learned, to be understood. Please note it down, guys, everything. Very quick, Mahima, but also waiting for the others to reply with. Copy कर लो बच्चा, copy कर लो, copy कर लो. Good on, please. Thank you, Kritika. All right, it's done, I hope. We have session till, oh God, I didn't check that. कितने बजे तक अपना session है? I think 4 o'clock तक तो होना ही चाहिए. किधर गया? 3:45. Right. ठीक है, then I think I may not be able to complete the definition about this. Okay, all of you are clear with this definition of private offer? That it depends upon who can accept it. If anyone can accept it, even other than invitee, it becomes public offer. But understand this rule itself has limitation. By the way, this limitation was not described while explaining the Indian Contract Act. Okay, any student in this classroom can identify the limitation of this definition that anyone can accept it. That means it's a public offer. But this is not relevant for the Companies Act. Why? This is not relevant for Companies Act. Why? Let me tell you. Today, if I offer like this, okay, you tell me one thing. Can private company go for public invitation? Can private company? Yes, Sonia, you are right. That's what actually my point here. Can private company go for public invitation? Hey, come on, Dane, don't make me disappointed. I still guess that some fundas of CA Foundation. You people still remember. Don't make me feel that you don't know anything and you forgot. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए, अच्छा? ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए. You should know that. Yes, not only they are prohibited issuing prospectus, but they are strictly prohibited from public invitation. Understand? Public invitation. So now look, one of the important questions for your CA exam. So I would like to put here the question number 4. Okay, you please keep noting the questions. Okay, how many questions we are solving in the class. So here it is the question number 4 now. CA Inter question number 4. What kind of question is going on? Let's understand this. Some of you are thinking, sir, you started question 4, but you have not answered previous 3 questions. This is the law. It is not accounting sum, okay? So if you want to get the solution of the first 3 questions, you need to solve question 4, question 5, and the lot of other questions first, and then we can go to the back questions. I hope this method is fine for everyone, or you want to go with that boring, interestless one question, one solution based pattern. Generally, I don't recommend this, okay? Because in the study, if there is no suspense, it's not a study at all, okay? तो पढ़ने का मजा आना चाहिए बच्चे, पढ़ने का मजा आना चाहिए. It must contain the suspense. That's what I do believe. So question number 4 goes in this way. Suppose there is one lady called Sonia. All right. And Miss Sonia here actually she has decided Sonia. All right. She decided to go for share capital. She wanted to get some share capital. All right. She wanted to go for some share capital. And that's why she advertised in newspaper stating that yes, this is what is my company's profile, and I want to get the shares, but only this 10 people. Okay, it's not a newspaper, but let me tell you, she wrote personally, writing the letters. She wrote that only these 10 people can subscribe, no one else. My question is, what kind of invitation it is? It is private invitation or it is public invitation? Come on. No one else other than this 10 people can go for subscription. So what it is? Oh God, you're not able to make it. But easy है भाई, काफी easy है. क्या बात कर रहे हो? Only 10 people can subscribe. No, so here anyone cannot accept it. If anyone cannot accept it, according to the definition what I have explained right now, it becomes private invitation. It becomes private invitation. All of you clear with this? All right. ये थोड़ा tough concept है, तो हम थोड़ा धीरे धीरे जा रहे हैं, ठीक है? What if I cancel the fact and if she says that only Indians are allowed to subscribe the shares, no one else. What kind of invitation it is? Instead of that, if I would have written that only people of Bangalore can apply, no one else, then what about this Bangalore wala statement? Understand here now, there is a limitation. If only people of Bangalore, you are considering this is a private, what's the wrong in only Indians? Only Indians is public, but why? I'm not allowing anyone else other than Indians as my invitees. How can it be public? Explain me that. Chalo, batao. How can it be? How can it be? How can it be the public invitation? So if there are less number of people, look how biased you people are. If I said only people of Bangalore can invite, according to you, it's a private. If I tell only the people of Karnataka, then चलो बताओ, only people of Karnataka, then private or public? अब आएगा मजा. चलो, बहुत पढ़ा है ना, अच्छा अच्छा. आज उसकी धज्जियां उड़ाते हैं. चलिए. Only people of Karnataka can apply to my shares. Now, what kind of invitation it is? I can check it. It's private, okay? So, you people are very much biased. You're discriminating here. You're answering on the basis of number. So, if there are less number, it is private. But if there are huge number, it is public. Why I should not apply the logic of Bangalore and Karnataka while deciding Indian? मेरी बात समझ रहे हो? Yeah, only Indians, no one else. So it is not allowed to everyone. If it is not allowed to be applied for anyone or everyone, it is not public. If it is not public invitation, automatically it becomes private invitation. So understand, my dear students, here it is private. Obviously it's private. This is also private and this is also private. All these three are private invitations according to the definition what I have explained right now. Before I move ahead to the next advanced level concept, please type the word clear if you are really clear with this concept. So if it is you understand, you cannot be biased on the basis of the number, because public and private invitation doesn't depend on the number. Are you getting me? वो किसी नंबर पे बेस्ड नहीं है, वो किसी नंबर पे बेस्ड नहीं है बच्चे. All right. Now this point has a lot of problem. Problem क्या होगा if you're inviting the, just a second, just a second. All right. Yeah, I know. Within 4 minutes, I will complete it. Don't worry. So here, my question is, look, what was the observation of the Supreme Court? If I say only Indians are allowed, definition-wise, it is a private invitation. It is a private invitation. But actually, you are inviting the whole public of India, isn't it? Don't you think it is controversial? Don't you think, students, it's a controversial, totally controversial? Absolutely, yes, it is a controversial. So don't you think that the definition of private and public must be restricted with certain number? Don't you think this, Ayana? It must have to be restricted with certain number, and that is why the Supreme Court of this country came up with this beautiful number over here, and the number over here is 199. In the Companies Act, this does not apply to Indian Contract Act, remember. So in Companies Act, what is the observation of Supreme Court? Any private invitation to more than 199 people or 199 persons automatically considered as what? Come on. Automatically considered as what? As public invitation. So even if it is the private invitation, but if it is more than 199 persons, it is automatically considered as public invitation. All right. This discussion is very, very important. I want all of you to write down the notes for that. Come on. इसके लिए note लिखो बच्चे जल्दी से. चलो. At 4 o'clock, whose class is there? Come on. write down this note here, all of you. No. Where it is? Yes, this I have to take first. Costing was sir. All right. Please copy this note, all of you. So look at this explanation, what it says. As per section 42 subsection 4, an offer or invitation shall be deemed to be invitation to public if it cannot be considered as a private placement. So if it is not private placement, it can be considered as what? Public offer. Now, look, this section 42, what is made over here, that is based upon Supreme Court judgment. In the 1956, this point was not there. Here it is there. Okay. What is written? Explanation is, it says that if a company listed or unlisted makes an offer to allow or invite subscription or allows or enters into an agreement to allow securities to more than 200 persons in a financial year, whether the payment on securities has been received or not, the company intends to list the securities or not, the same shall be deemed to be offered to the public. Actually, it should not be 200. Some error is there. It is 190. If you are inviting more than 199 persons in one financial year, same shall be considered as public offer. Are you clear with this? Hello? Now, that was my question number 4. I hope now you are clear with the explanation. So what is the answer to this question? Huh? Today, if now Sonia, she is offering the shares to all Indians. I know technically it is private offer, but it will be considered as what? Come on, it will be considered as what? Public offer, because you are offering to more than 199 people. All right. Even if it is only the Bangalore has around millions and millions of people. It is public offer according to the Companies Act. Even offer to the people of Christ University or one village, that will also constitute what public. So you remember this note, what I have written over here. Any private invitation to more than 199 persons, or one word I forgot to tell, in a financial year, in a financial year, will be taken as public offer. Okay, what about this public invitation to less than 199 people? Is it public or private? Public invitation to less than 199 persons. Public invitation to less than 199. क्या कर रहे हो? It is public. Got the point. So I hope all of you clear with this. This rule has 2 exceptions. Already this exception was the part of CA inter exam in the past, but I will tell later on, not now. Okay. Thank you very much, students. That's all for the day. I hope you enjoyed the session. Just one small feedback I want to get from you. Are you people comfortable with this Excel presentation, or are you comfortable with this? The way we are writing, the way I am presenting. That is important for me, because if you want me to go with the handwriting format, will be available here. Okay? It's comfortable. I can say it's comfortable from the lot of students. No one is raising the objection. So fine, we will continue with the same thing. All right. Good luck. Good luck.